to say this to you, black people with ancestors who never had the chance. When you sit at home and your friends sit at home and you don't get up and go vote, you disrespect your elders, you disregard your history, you disgrace their legacy. When you don't vote for what they were lynched for, discriminated against, humiliated for, turned down, turned back for, and you can't get up and go vote, you dishonor your legacy. You dishonor your legacy. So what we gonna do November 6th? We're gonna bring honor to the legacy. And black people, white people, brown people, Asian people, LGBTQ people, we're gonna do it in the name of Stacey Abrams.
Juicy!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Chronicles in relation to dark psychology. This is your host, the sociological nerd Christian Paul speaking. Prior to us actually dealing with examples that we're actually going to go through that relate to dark psychology, I want to stress out the major constants when it comes with counters and solutions on how to counter any person that practices dark psychology on you. And they're going to literally be stressed out within every video that's really going to be discussed, and they are of the following. The most important part is actually seeking help from a licensed therapist, a licensed psychiatrist, and a mental health professional. That's really the most important thing. You know, don't be all jittery-jarry and actually worrying about all these other pseudo-gurus and all these pseudo people that play those dark psychology games. Are you thinking that therapy is garbage, therapy is for the weak, you know, therapy is for cowards, you know. Psychology and depression is all a myth. That is literally a bunch of hogwash. Okay, let me try to make this extremely clear. You know, they have plenty of opportunities. They have plenty of sessions. You're literally trying to find a therapist with BetterHelp.com, definitely being an example. Even find like a licensed clinician or a licensed clinician or social worker or even a therapist up in your region that will be more than willing to literally help you out based on your needs and your specific ordeals and your specific concerns. That will be the best way to mainly start off. With that, and what I want to also try to follow up with the first step, is step 2. Research. Make sure you please practice thorough due diligence, okay? And develop thorough critical thinking skills to make sure you help prepare yourself more socially for any other subtle counters or any other manipulative tricks that anybody can literally throw at you literally down the line, which is assuming importance. For instance, if you're doing research on a politician, you want to try and research his comings and goings, you want to try and research any other scandals that he's been involved with or any other stuff that he has merely did the deed, any other policies that he passed or she passed, you know, that could be like a legitimate candidate or an illegitimate candidate is one big example, right? A fitness influencer will be another one. Like, what's a fitness influencer's background? How did she get to the point where she is today given this scenario? Or she doesn't like work in calisthenics, or she does work in calisthenics or bodybuilding. How did they reach that point? Did they reach it by like easy means, or did they have to somehow cheat just to actually trying to get to the way to the top? Okay? And last but not least, the most important thing, you know, if you sense any form of trouble that comes by within that influencer or within someone that practices dark psychology on you or others, it does not hurt to walk away. As you already know, you have a choice. You have the free right to do whatever you want to do. And walking away is definitely one of them, which you have full right to do so. If you don't feel comfortable in the situation, if you feel that something can be literally off, there's nothing wrong with ghosting them. There's nothing wrong with cutting them off right here and there. If you know there's going to be some problems to lead down the line, if it comes to like a certain relationship or when it comes to someone you're dating, if there's any creepy issue that can come by that can literally threaten your life, you have the full right to literally ghost them without warning. If they're not showing any progress, if they're not showing any signs of improvement within themselves, or really trying to get themselves out, really trying to do any work on themselves, whether it's a man or a woman, you have full right to ghost them without warning. Alright? And those are the 3 constant solutions that I will be stressing out when it comes to certain topics, when it comes to actually getting certain examples in relation to dark psychology. Now I'll be stressing these solutions out in more specific ways when it tailors to those examples in further detail. But these are the 3 constant solutions that you will see me mainly talk about when it comes to discussing these situations. Hopefully this helps you guys out based on your complex experience that you're dealing with when it comes to the social world. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Take care.
Which of these guys would you take fitness advice from? This guy on a funky balance board? Or the absolutely shredded dude blasting his 6-pack abs? If you're like most people, it's this guy. Studies show that we naturally believe people who look like this know more about fitness. But a lot of the time, they don't. At all. Oh, and one more thing. This guy, he's got an MD from Stanford and is a world-renowned longevity researcher.
There is no barrier to entry for fitness influencers. You don't have to know anything about fitness. You don't have to have any fitness